pitcher.
We welcome you back to Camden as we are dealing with some technical difficulties. And this is the situation. Really apologize. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner on second base for Ryan as the pitcher swung on and missed by Cahill. In the top of the 1st, Bonner Prendergast scored with an RBI single, another RBI single in the top of the 3rd, and we sit in the bottom of the 4th inning. Archbishop Ryan has had some opportunities. They have not been able to come across. A couple of really nice defensive plays. Again, we really apologize as there was a problem with our streaming service. As that one's chopped back towards the box, it gets over the pitcher. Glove throws to first in time.
Yep, so there's 2 outs here. Bottom of the 4th inning. Runner now on 3rd. Chase Leahy is now on 3rd. Yep, and at the break of this inning, we'll take you through what's happened so far this game. Again, like Oliver said, we have been going through some major technical difficulties, trying to get everything set up. Our first time at this new location.
First pitch, that one's down in the dirt. The 1-0 pitch. That one's downstairs. It's going to be 2-0. So there's a runner on 3rd, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bonner Prendergast leads it 2-0.
Yep, and Sean Fitzgerald's now up. This is his 2nd at bat. Struck out swinging in his 1st at bat in the 2nd inning.
Fitzgerald has been really busy out in right field. He's made a couple nice defensive plays. That one's in there for a strike. Gave him the outside corner.
Yep, 5 times he's caught a fly ball out there.
Pitch. Fouled off.
Yep, and in right field, the wall out there is about 20 feet high, so it's going to be hard for a lefty to pull a home run. But out in right field, Fitzgerald has been very busy.
It's 343 to right center, so hence they picked up the fence a lot. We are seated just next to the Ben Franklin Bridge. A beautiful view out in center field. Really a great spot for baseball. Again, just want to apologize. Just having issues getting our audio through. But now we should be all good.
Yeah, and Oliver, because we are right on the Delaware River and the scenery of the stadium with it being under the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, it is truly amazing to look out at.
2-2. Buckled him. Great slider coming back over the plate, and the inning is over.
Yeah, so Oliver, I'm just going to recap everything that's happened so far. So in the top of the 1st inning, Sergio Hernandez grounded out to shortstop. That was the first batter of the game. The 2nd batter, Michael Coleman, he walked. 3rd batter, Ryan Friel, flew out to right field. 4th batter, Gavin DeRita, hit a single into right. That scored Coleman. He advanced to 2nd on the error by the right fielder, the throwing error. And then Jack Redding popped up to the 1st baseman. That ended the inning. In the bottom of the inning, for Ryan, the 1st batter, Flash Krzywicki, grounded out to 2nd baseman. 2nd batter, Victor Corneal, hit a single to center. And then Dave Perez, the 2nd baseman, the 3-hitter, came up, hit a single again to center. Jake Marchesano then grounded out into a double play. He grounded out to the 1st baseman. 1st baseman stepped on the bag. He then threw over to the shortstop. The shortstop did not tag him. I believe the umpire thought it was a force play because he definitely did not get the tag in time. But he was caught out. That ended the inning. Then, in the top of the 2nd inning, Bonner came up to the bat. 1st batter, Owen Lockhart, flew out to right. 2nd batter, Cole Romano, struck out looking. 3rd batter, Joey Graziani, hit a single into center, advanced to 2nd on a balk by the pitcher, and then the following batter, the designated hitter, Jack Brown, who is up right now, struck out looking. And I'll continue this recap after this inning.
Like Jack mentioned, Jack Brown coming up. Chance for Bonner to extend this lead. First pitch, a little outside from Sean Cahill. He has pitched the entire game up to this point for Archbishop Bryan.
Yep, so far he's let up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. He's walked 2.
That one's headed to right center. It's gloved by the second baseman. Throws to first in the dirt, gets by. Runner heads towards second. Catcher fields, throws to second. He is safe. The throw looked like it was there on tie. Cornel couldn't handle it, and he got backed up. And Jack Brown has himself scored that an infield hit and an error.
Yeah, definitely. Sergio Hernandez now up. He's the leadoff hitter. 1 for 2 so far. Like I mentioned earlier, the first batter of the game, first plate appearance, first pitch, he grounded out to shortstop. In his second at-bat in the 3rd inning, he singled to center and then stole second.
A meeting out on the mound.
Yeah, and while this meeting's going on, I'm just going to take you through what happened in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So Ryan came up. Emil Fabio Monegro came up. He was the leadoff hitter. He singled into center. And then Chase Leaheath, the designated hitter, also singled. He singled to the pitcher on a bunt. And then Sean Cahill, the pitcher, came up, grounded out into a fielder's choice, a 1-5. Pitcher threw over to third baseman. So now the runners were still on first and second. Pat Fitzgerald struck out swinging. And then Herb Loiter singled to third baseman, an infield single. Bases are loaded for Ryan, but then Flash Krzyzewski comes up and grounds out to second baseman. They left 3 on base. They also had 3 hits that inning.
A wacky, weird 2nd inning. Bonner really did not play all that great a defense, but they ended up getting out of it unscathed. And now they have a chance to extend this lead. It's Sergio Hernandez back to the top. He squares the bunt, popped off to the left side. It'll drop in front of the Bonner dugout.
Yep, and then at the top of the 3rd inning for Bonner, Sergio Hernandez led it off, I just said, with the single. Then he stole second, followed by Michael Coleman, who struck out. Ryan Friel, who flew out to right field, one of the 5 so far this game. Gavin DeRita came up, singled to center. That scored Sergio Hernandez. That made it 2-0. And then Jack Redding flew out to right.
So it's 0-1 to Hernandez, who digs back in. He squares again before the pitcher even deals. Now he pulls back, squares again, and it's on the outside corner. That one looked maybe a bit outside.
Yeah, and in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Ryan went 1-2-3. Started off with a ground out to the shortstop, and then followed by a strikeout swinging by Dave Perez, and Jake Marchesano flew out to center. So that brings you to the top of the 4th.
As the 0-2 is swung on, smack towards left center field. That one's going to drop and split the gap. Runner will score easily. Hernandez rounds first. He's going to put the brakes on, and it's 3-0 Bonner.
Yeah, so now in the top of the 4th inning, Sergio Hernandez, sorry, that was the top of the 5th. We're here now in the top of the 5th inning. Sergio Hernandez just singled to center. But in the top of the 4th inning, Owen Lockhart walked, but then got caught stealing. Cole Romano flew out to right, and Joey Graziani grounded out to second. So a weird 1-2-3 inning with the caught stealing.
First pitch is outside.
And again, we are super sorry that we had to start this broadcast extremely late, dealing with plenty of technical difficulties.
Michael Coleman, a 1-out opportunity here. Cahill steps off. First pitch, runner goes, fouled back.
And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, Emil Fabio Monegro struck out swinging to start the inning. Chase Leaheath doubled into right. And then Sean Cahill grounded out to second. That did move the runner, so that was a sacrifice. But then Pat Fitzgerald came up looking to bring in their first run of the game. He did not. He struck out looking. And that brings you to where we are now.
Well, now you're all caught up.
Yeah.
There we go. So we sit with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Hernandez off of first. Coleman in the box. The pitch on the outside corner.
Yeah, and we've had a pretty good pitcher's duel so far. Coming into this game, Bonner's pitcher, the righty Michael Klowanski, had a 6-0 record along with the unbelievable .94 ERA. He has pitched 37 in the third innings, letting up 21 hits, 14 total runs, 5 earned runs, and 13 walks. That was before coming into this game.
Runner goes throw down. He is safe just in there in front of the tag.
Yep, he also struck out 27 and faced 151 total batters, with 136 of those batters being bats. Yeah, sorry. One of the Bonner students in the student section unplugged our cord. We are back. Nothing is going our way today, Oliver.
Nope, we are, it's a battle in Camden.
Yeah, and beautiful complex. It's a shame that so much is going against us.
So, of course, in the, about 35 seconds we were away, the single to left center.
Yeah, and we should be good now. I don't want to jinx it. Knocking on the bleachers.
So, it's first and third. It's Ryan Friel, the right fielder, due up, trying to extend. He's got 1 out.
Yeah, and while we were gone, Michael Coleman singled, or now he's stealing, but he singled into left. That scored, that did not score. That moved Sergio Hernandez over to third.
Yeah, pardon me. Sergio Hernandez decided to hold up at third base. It is 3-0. He went halfway home and then stopped. And they pretty much let Coleman have second base on that steal attempt, as that one's fouled off to the left.
Yeah, Ryan Friel 0 for 2 so far. He flew out to right both of his at-bats. And there are some players over there in the Ryan bullpen. There is some action.
Pitch. Just a bit outside. Infield in all the way around.
Yeah, and some stats for Sean Cahill. So far this year, before coming into this game, he has had a 5-1 record along with a 1.27 ERA. He has pitched 33 innings, letting up 28 hits, 7 total runs, 6 earned runs, 8 walks,
Side,
and
that's
1
going to
home
get
run.
down. 1 run scores. They're going to hold Coleman at third, and now it is safe to say it's 4-0.
Yeah, and I just got cut off by the hit there, but to finish what he was saying, he's let up 8 walks and 1 home run. He has struck out 12 and has faced 133 total batters, with 125 of those batters being recorded at bats. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so real quick, I'm just going to recap how these teams got here. So Bonner's coming off 2 big upset wins against the Father Judge Crusaders and the LaSalle College High School Explorers. Bonner defeated Judge 5-3 in their quarterfinal matchup and LaSalle 14-1 in their semifinal matchup. Ryan is also coming off 2 upset wins, with one coming against the Conwell Egan Eagles and the Archbishop Wood Vikings. Ryan defeated Egan 4-1 in their quarterfinal matchup and Wood 2-0 in their semifinal matchup. Both teams earned themselves first-round byes due to their performances in the regular season, with Bonner clinching themselves the 6th seed and Ryan clinching themselves the 5th seed. And you may be surprised that there are not any top 4 seeds in this game, because we certainly are. Gavin DeRita will be due up after this pitching change.
So it's Herb Latier, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. He was in left field. And he's just going to come in and pitch. So likely he will have an extended time to warm up because he did not have any time in the bullpen.
Which is weird, because we do see people warming up over there in the Archbishop Ryan bullpen, but that is not who they decide to go with.
They have Jack Rock, the freshman, warming up. He's a lefty out in the bullpen. Wind a little bit breezy towards home plate and a little bit left to right. So fly balls have been tough. Some well-hit balls have seemed a little bit weaker than maybe they should have been.
Yeah, the first time these two teams faced off in the regular season, the game was at Ryan. Ryan ended up winning that game 8-7 on a walk-off. Right now it's 4-0. Bonner is up. But also LaSalle beat Bonner 5-4 in the regular season, and then me and Oliver saw yesterday they were not as productive as they were the first time.
No, it took them till, I believe it was the 6th inning to get their first hit across on Bonner.
And the 6th inning was the last inning.
And the 6th inning ended up being the last inning of that game.
14-1 was the score.
Just an unbelievable all-around performance by Bonner. Pitching was fantastic. LaSalle just couldn't get outs. And then a nail-biter on the other field as Ryan edged out Wood 2-0. First pitch, guess a little bit high in the eyes of the umpire. Looked pretty good from here.
Oh, are you saying 14-1's not a nail-biter?
Yeah, it's not a nail-biter, unfortunately. Really was a great game in the other field, though, so Ryan definitely had that point for them coming in today. That one's headed into right.
Another one.
Fitzgerald, who's been busy, he makes the catch. He was playing back, so his momentum carried him towards the wall, so the run will score easily.
Sacrifice fly.
And here comes Bonner. 5-0. Fitzgerald, I mean, it's unbelievable how many fly balls he's had. Everything in the air. Everything in the air, just finding its way over there. But that one he had no chance. Carried a little bit farther than he thought, so he ended up playing it while his momentum was pulling him towards the wall. No chance to really make a throw home.
Yeah, and the wind's blowing 13 miles per hour. It's not as much of a factor as it was yesterday for Bonner and for Ryan on the other field. Yesterday, the wind gusted up to 22 miles per hour.
Jack Redding took strike one high and in. Next one's also up high.
Yeah, and after this year, Jack Redding will be going to Holy Family to play baseball.
Pitch. High and away. Just leaving that fastball a little up. Got to pull it down a little bit more. So accordingly, the catcher will call time, go talk to his pitcher, settle him down a little bit. 3-0 runner on first, 2 down in the top of the 5th. Bonner leads at 5-0 in the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship.
So far, there's been 4 hits this inning.
Kick steals. Ooh, it got him. Jack Redding is hit on a 3-0 pitch. And whether it's intentional, it wasn't intentional, but if you're on the Bonner coaching staff, you're a Bonner player, a 3-0 pitch hitting your guys, definitely not the best look. But nonetheless, Owen Lockhart, chance to do a little more damage.
Yeah, Owen Lockhart, 0 for 1. He did walk in the 4th inning, but then got caught stealing. Having a rough day.
That one's headed towards right center. Flagged. Oh, no, just by the reach of the second baseman. Runner coming home. Throw is cut off. He'll score. Nearly a fantastic stop by Dave Perez, just out of his reach.
Yeah, and that earned run goes to Sean Cahill. Ryan Friel was his batter.
And now, in the top of the fifth, starts to unravel a little bit. With how good this Bonner offense is, with how good their pitching staff is, especially just given who they were starting today, it was going to be tough to get runs. It was going to be tough to hold Bonner down, and Bonner not done yet in this top of the fifth. First pitch is high, 1-0. Lockhart off of first, Redding off of second.
Yeah, and Oliver, 4 runs this inning so far for Ryan, 5 hits, and they have not made an out.
Pitch. That one's in.
And my mistake, there has been a recorded out. It was a productive out, a sacrifice fly.
Of course.
So it's not like Ryan has much to be happy about with that out.
Cole Romano, the catcher, who's been taking a beating these past couple games. A lot of foul balls off his leg, off his chest, but he's hanging in there. He had a really good defensive game against LaSalle. Another solid one here today, trying to contribute with his bat. Pitch low and away, and that's ball 4. 4-pitch walk.
This is the 9th batter of the inning, and I'm running out of room on my scorecard.
And here's a mound visit. They actually took no one right now warming up.
Although the coach is coming out, it's not the pitching coach. And he takes the ball from him.
Okay, so they will bring in Jack Rock. He stopped his warm-ups to go into the dugout, but he will end up coming in. Jack Rock again, just a freshman. He's a lefty, and he'll look.
Yeah, and we'll be back with the final stat lines.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Camden.
Yeah, and the final stat lines, first for Sean Cahill, who started the game for Ryan. He went 4 innings, let up 8 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks. He struck out 3, he had 1 balk. He faced 21 total batters. And then Herb Lautier only went 1/3 inning, let up 1 hit, 2 runs. None of them were earned. He only walked 1, hit 1, only faced 4 total batters.
Rock's first pitch cut on a miss by Joey Graziani. Rock will come in with the bases juiced in this top of the 5th. Bonner has already scored 4 in this inning. The 0-1 inside.
You know, Oliver, let's just take a moment. Let's look out and just look at this view.
I
It's
know,
awesome.
it really is beautiful. If you've come over the Ben Franklin Bridge, I'm sure you've seen this facility, Rutgers' beautiful Camden campus.
Right on the Delaware River.
1-1, ground ball left side, that's gonna get through. 1 run scores, they're gonna hold. Lockhart at third, station to station goes Bonner, and it's 7-0.
Oliver, it's official. I have lost room on my scorecard.
This will be 10, right, in this inning?
This is the 10th batter.
Cole Sheridan will represent the 10th batter.
Yep, he's pinch hitting for Jack Brown. We saw Sheridan courtesy run for Romano yesterday against LaSalle.
Rock's pitch. Checked his swing. It
I think he fouled it off.
Yes, he did. Zone 1. Rock ready. His pitch. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and Sheridan has played in 14 games. He's batting .250, 25 plate appearances, 16 counted at bats. He's crossed the plate 14 times, only hit the ball 4 times. He has 1 RBI. All 4 of his hits have been singles. A single could score 2 here.
Pitch. Staying alive. Foul back.
And I'm looking at Bonner's stat sheet, and they can really rake home runs. 11 total this year.
Including 1 yesterday in the top of the 1st inning. 0-2. A call, 3rd strike on the outside part of the plate. Rock has his first out. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Sergio Hernandez back to the top of the order. First pitch to him outside.
And here comes Sergio Hernandez. So far this game, he's 2 for 3. He has 2 singles, both to center field. In the 1st inning, on the 1st pitch, he grounded out to the shortstop. He's scored twice. He has 1 RBI. Productive game for him.
Rock ready. His 1-0 pitch. That's ripping to left field. That's going to drop and score at least 1. They're going to hold at 3rd base Collado, who's courtesy running. And another station-to-station single for Bonner Prendergast, 8-0. Rock, a really tough job out of the pen here, coming in PCL championship game just as a freshman, trying to hold the lead. The runner, his first runner is on 2nd base, meaning he came in with the bases loaded. Giving up 2 hits. First pitch is up high to Michael Coleman.
And how many of these batters on base are Herb's batters?
Just the runner on 3rd.
Okay. Yeah, a lot going on this inning.
1-0. There's the strike on the outside part of the plate.
Over 10 different batters have come up.
Coleman looks into a 1-1. Pitch is low, 2-1.
Yeah, 10 different batters because of the pinch hitting with Sheridan for Brown. And then Sergio Hernandez has batted twice this inning. So this is the 12th batter.
2-1. That's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Back even at 2-2. Rock trying to finally get out of this half inning. 2-2. Headed towards center field. Flag down. Really nice play at shortstop, and the inning is over.
Yeah, shortstop just steps on second, loses his hat. 8-0. Bonner leads. Now we're going to the bottom of the 5th, but real quick, some PCL championship history. According to the legendary Ted Sillery, who keeps track of all things high school sports-wise in Philadelphia area, this is the 4th time that these two teams have faced off in the PCL championship game. Ryan has taken 2 of those 3 games, while Bonner has taken only 1. In total, Bonner has won 4 PCL championships. In 1970, they defeated North 2-0 at Connie Mack Stadium. 19 years later, in 1989, they defeated LaSalle 5-3 at Temple's Ernie Field. 21 years later, in 2010, they defeated Ryan 13-3 at Widener University. And 12 years later, in 2022, according to John Nebels, they defeated Archbishop Wood 4-2 at the University of Pennsylvania. Again, according to Ted Sillery, Bonner has also lost 6 times in this game. In 1974, they lost 3-2 against Ryan at Veterans Stadium. 3 years later, in 1977, they lost 3-2 against North at Temple's Ernie Field. 7 years later, in 1984, they lost 8-3 against Ryan, also at Temple's Ernie Field. 3 years later, in 1987, they lost 6-2 against Father Judge, again at Temple's Ernie Field. And 21 years later, in 2008, they lost 5-1 against St. Joseph's Prep at Widener University. 3 years later, in 2011, they lost 3-1 against Newman Goretti at Widener University, and that game took 8 innings to decide a winner. On the other hand, for Ryan, they have won 4 total PCL championships. In 1974, they defeated Bonner 3-2 at Veterans Stadium. 6 years later, in 1980, they defeated Carroll 12-4 at Philadelphia Textile. 4 years later, in 1984, they defeated Bonner 8-3 at Temple's Ernie Field. 14 years later, in 1998, they defeated Father Judge 6-1 at LaSalle University. That game went into 9 innings. Ryan has also lost 2 times in this game. In 2004, they lost 7-3 against Carroll at LaSalle University. And 3 years later, in 2007, they lost a big 19-0 game against St. Joseph's Prep at Widener University.
Bonner up 8-0 as we get into the bottom of the 5th. First pitch is outside. Michael Klowanski
Yep, and here's
is on the mound.
Herb Lortier. We saw him pitch for a few batters, only.
This is actually Aiden Goldberg hitting. 2-0 is across for a strike. Two-one. Outside. You know what? You're right. It is Herb. I just have my roster must be wrong then. But this is Herb. It's 3-1 now. As Ryan looking to try and make something happen in this bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1 pitch. In the dirt. Ball 4. Leadoff runner will reach Klowanski a little while to start off this bottom of the 5th, and having sat for a while with the very long inning. Command is going to be an issue. You got to dial it back in.
Yeah, and Herb, 1 for 1 now with the walk. In the second inning, he singled to third base. Infield single. Here comes Flash.
That's Chris Wicke. He's been out in center field.
Yep, 0 for 2 so far.
First pitch, taking all the way. It's a strike.
And Joey Graziani over at second base for Bonner has given Flash a hard time today. 0 for 2, both hits were ground outs to the second baseman.
0-1. Sawed off to the left side. Tough play for a shortstop. Bobbles it, throws to first, not in time. Sergio Hernandez playing up the middle, shifted a little bit. He had to go back away from first base and try to make a throw. I don't expect anybody in the Philadelphia Catholic League to make that play, so it's first and second. And now, Archbishop Ryan with something cooking.
Yeah, and just to give you a little more detail about Graziani, who put out Krzyzewicki twice. So Joey Graziani will go to Racines next year to play baseball. Good infielder, great hitter. Will continue his baseball career in college. As Victor Corneal comes up.
Corneal takes a strike.
1 for 2 so far. Singled to center in the first inning. Grounded out to shortstop in the third. Trying to capitalize on the 2 base runners for Ryan.
0-1. That one's dribbled to the left side. Steps on the bag for 1. Cross to first.
Fielder's
And
choice.
Redding decides to eat it instead of risking an error. No chance he was going to get the double play, as that one hit very soft down the left field line. So 1 down now. Perez will come up. Another RBI opportunity. First and second.
Yep, Perez 1 for 2. Single to center in the first inning. In the third inning, grounded out.
Klowanski deals. Down and out.
And in the third inning, he struck out swinging.
The 1-0 pitch. That's a strike. Get me over fastball. Evens up the count. The 1-1. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Couple fastballs and then decides to bite off a slider. Got him to swing. And it's 1-2. Klowanski working around. Couple leadoff. A leadoff single and a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. That's outside.
And Oliver, just some history about this complex. What is now named the Camden Athletic Complex used to be named Campbell Field. Campbell Field was the home of the Camden River Sharks, and the field was named after the Campbell Soup Company because the Campbell Soup Company is located in Camden, New Jersey.
Pitch is grounded left side, out of play.
Camden River Sharks used to be a minor league team, no longer active. Used to play right in this location, however, they have made adjustments to the stadium. And I'm very glad they didn't make any adjustments to the scenery.
Keeping the field right where it is. Here's the pitch. 2-2 chop foul again, staying alive. Now being able to read that pitch, breaking below the zone. That got him to chase a little earlier in the at-bat. Dimensions here are very interesting. 330 down the left field line.
About 343.
343 into right center, and it's blocked a little bit. I believe it says 311 to right field, but then they pick up the wall about 20 feet or so to make up for that as the 2-2 was fouled off again.
Yeah, and it's almost like the Green Monster at Fenway, except the Black Monster and the other side of the outfield. Green Monster, big wall at Fenway Park. It's where the Boston Red Sox play. That's in left field. This wall's in right field.
2-2 again. Putting up a really nice at-bat here. As Ryan looks to push run across. Chopped up the left side. Guess what? We'll do it again. Dave Perez won't go away. Making Klowanski use his whole arsenal.
Yeah, and you wonder, now you see action over there in the Bonner bullpen. These foul balls are really working Klowanski's count. Maybe Ryan can make some noise with the new pitcher.
2-2. That one's outside.
Full count.
Full count, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. Bonner leads at 8-0. A 3-2 pitch. Ground ball, left side, foul.
And it hit the bullpen catcher.
Bullpen's on the field here. There's one mound per side on the left and right side.
And what's so ridiculous, how did it even hit the bullpen
It must
catcher? They have a protection guy out there.
Must have hit, yeah, they have someone on the bench. There's a throwback. Oh, they picked him off at second base. Unbelievable. What a move by Michael Kowalski.
And that's just a killer there. Ryan looking for some momentum, and Dave Perez is doing the best he can, fouling all these balls off. You hate to see the runner in scoring position get picked off.
And that's got, like you said, that's got to be frustrating for Dave Perez. I mean, you are working a count. This has got to be the best at bat for Ryan today. Your first real RBI opportunity. You got a runner in scoring position, and now he's gone. Now the runner goes, swing and a miss. And the inning is over. Klonski looked like he was going to have a tough inning. Picks a guy off at second, comes back, and strikes out. A really good at bat. We're headed to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Rock will go back to work. He'll face Ryan Friel. Rock's pitch is in there for a strike. Rock not throwing the ball especially hard, but you can tell relies on his control and his movement. 0-1. It's out off left side. Heads up over there. 0-2. This is Locke's first clean inning. He came in to relieve the long top of the 5th, and he comes back out on a fresh slate.
Yeah, Ryan Friel, 1 for 3.
Pitch left side. Tough play for the third baseman, and it'll drop on the bench in the Bonner dugout.
Ryan Friel so far, 2 pop-outs to right field, 1 single to left field. That single came in the 5th inning. The other 2 pop-ups came in the 1st and the 3rd. Bless you.
0-2 to Ryan Friel. Couple foul balls, keeps him alive. Sawed off. That's going to get into center field. Nothing Perez could do. That one got high and in on Friel. Gets the hands there, and when a guy's not throwing especially hard, it gives you the opportunity to really get there and put the ball in play. and Gavin Dorita comes up with leadoff runner on.
Yeah, and Kloansky, the pitcher for Bonner, who's been pitching so well so far, he will be going to Alvernia next year to play college baseball. Dave Perez, who couldn't make that play there, he will be going to West Virginia for baseball.
Here's a pitch. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. Again, Gavin Dorita is up. Friel on first. 0-1. Left side, coming in and making the catch. In left field is Goldberg. So in that last inning, it was Goldberg pinch hitting for Lattier. That's why we had some confusion. So Goldberg take Lattier's place in left. Lattier did not come back after he finished with his outing on the mound.
Yeah, and Ryan's had some weird lineup changes throughout this game. Their catcher is not hitting. Their pitcher, their starting pitcher, Cahill, was not designated hitting for. As something has made its way onto the field, an elbow guard.
First pitch was in the dirt, it's 1-0.
So just to clear up, Sean Cahill, the starting pitcher, has always been getting plate appearances this game. Dan Malloy, the catcher,
Second pitch is upstairs, 2-0.
was not hitting today. The designated hitter, Chase Leaheath, was designating for the catcher, Dan Malloy, instead of the pitcher, Sean Cahill.
2-0, 1 out in the top of the 6th. There's a strike. Two one. Pitch loops a little high. Three and one. Rock kick steals. Fires. That one's hit pretty well to left. Going back. It is caught by Goldberg. He runner rounded second. The throw back to first is not in time. It got by Marchesano at first base.
And
But a really great effort.
Bonner's third base coach started waving him home. He thought that the ball was for sure over the head.
And that's a really tough play given the wind. You have a left fielder rolling towards left center when the wind is pulling the ball towards right field and close. So a couple plays for Goldberg to add to his highlight reel. And the first pitch to Lockhart, he had to duck out of the way.
And although that clip will go on the highlight reel, I'm not so sure that that's what Ryan's worrying about right now.
Couldn't quite double him off at first, but Rock just trying to hold it at 8, give his guys a chance to put up a couple runs.
Like I mentioned earlier, this is the 4th time these two teams have faced off in this PCL championship game. Coming into it, Ryan has a 2-1 record in this game. If the outcome remains, Bonner will tie that championship score up.
2-0, there goes the runner. Pitch is a little high, throw down, offline. Didn't really have a chance anyway. Rock is pretty slow to the plate. Doesn't really distinguish from the windup to the stretch too much. So Ryan Friel had a pretty easy bag there. Throw also wasn't great.
The 9th run of the game for Bonner in scoring position.
And now they're going to pinch run for Friel, who is limping off. So it'll be Albarano on second base. Friel maybe tweaked something on the slide, but looked fine running down to second base. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Again, a Bonner student in the student section unplugged our cord. They must not like Bob Long Sports.
0-1. Right side. Out of play. Yeah, the wire is running through as the only outlet was available is down the left side. So where the Bonner students situated themselves, interfering by the wire a little bit. But now it's 0-2. Rock, another opportunity. To leave the runner on second base. Here's the pitch. Outside. That was, excuse me. That's going to be ball 4. As the stolen base with the runner change with the mound visit and with the stoppage of play. All that happened in one at bat. So Lockhart finds his way on first.
Cole Romano is now up.
And it's Cole Romano.
Cole Romano is 0 for 2 with the walk.
First pitch from Rock is up high. (1-0) also up high now. Rock struggling to bring that fastball down a little bit. Albarano off of second, Lockhart off of first.
And LaSalle College High School fans watching from home or watching from the stands, they are rooting for Archbishop Ryan. If Bonner wins this game, their state championship hopes will be crushed.
Archbishop Bryan being a 5A team, Bonner being a 6A team. So because of how everything worked out with LaSalle beating Bonner earlier in the year, with LaSalle having the better seeding in the playoffs, it turned out, based on all the mathematics used to determine who gets into the state championship, or state playoff, I should say, as the 2-1 is swung on and missed. If Bonner lost this game, then it would be LaSalle taking that 6A spot in the state championship. But Bonner looking really good in the top of the 6th, hoping to win the Philadelphia Catholic League championship and punch their ticket to the 6A Pennsylvania State Championship. The 2-2. That one's headed towards center. It's off of Rock and fielded, and stepping on the bag does Perez. And the inning is over. Rock hangs a 0 in the top of the 6th inning. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Some more history of these two teams. Some notable alumni from these two schools are Tom Filler from Ryan and Kevin McGonigal from Bonner. Filler pitched in the MLB from 1982 to 1992. He played for the Cubs, the Blue Jays, the Brewers, and the Mets. McGonigal was drafted with the 37th overall pick in the 2023 Major League Baseball draft by the Detroit Tigers. However, he has yet to make an appearance in the majors. He is currently playing for the Detroit Tigers AAA team, the West Michigan Whitecaps.
It's still Michael Kowalski on the bump for Bonner Prendergast as he looks to try and go the distance. I assume that's not going to happen just with how many pitches he threw that last inning. His pitch count's got to be getting up there. But you know for a fact in this sort of situation, he does not want to give that ball up. He's thrown a great game so far against the Ryan team, who's coming off a very exciting win against Wood.
And like I said earlier, a 6-5 matchup in the PCL championship. Obviously, we didn't expect it.
6-5 in the seeding, he means. And yeah, I mean, you take a look at the path. Bonner, 6 seed on 3 seed. They beat Father Judge 5-3 as the first pitch is in their first strike. Then, at MSI yesterday, they absolutely dismantle LaSalle 14-1 and come in against Archbishop Ryan and are now leading it 8-0. That one's headed in the left. Coleman makes the catch. And there's one down.
And Bonner has never been the favorite in any of these games.
They've been underseeded in every single game of these playoffs so far, and they have just proved everybody wrong. Really showing that, you know, they didn't have as good of a regular season as they would have liked, but nonetheless, they're here and they're on the verge of winning. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
Just to piggyback off of what you just said, the regular season for them, they lost 5-4 against LaSalle and 8-7 against Bryan. Yesterday at MSI, they come out and kill LaSalle 14-1, and only in the bottom of the 6th inning so far here, they're up 8-0 against Ryan.
0-2, left side, it's off the glove of Redding, kicks towards the dugout, headed towards second, throw is in time, he got him. Nothing falling Ryan's way. The ball clipped off of the third baseman's glove, trying to extend it to 2. Was Monegro, and he is gunned down on another great defensive play by Bonner. No chance for Redding on the ball down the line, but really great recovery by I believe it was Hernandez, chasing it down into the bullpen through a strike to Graziani at second, and there's 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch, inside.
Here's Chase Leaheath. 2 for 2 so far, single and a double.
1-0's there for a strike.
He's the designated hitter. He's out there for a reason. He can really hit the ball. In the 2nd inning, he singled to the pitcher on a bunt.
Here's the pitch, left side foul.
And in the 4th inning, he hit a double to right field.
One, 2. Here's the pitch. Left side, just a bit foul. We'll do it again. To try and hang a 0 in the 6th. Again, chopped foul to the left side.
Turning out to be a beautiful day.
Sun starts to creep out as the 1-2 is in the dirt. Klowanski is sparkling .94 ERA coming into this game. That will do nothing but improve as he's gone 5 2/3 at this point, on the verge of completing 6. Scoreless. Did he go? Yes, he did. They appealed down to first base. Check swing, call the swing, and the inning is over. Another strikeout for Klowanski. We'll be right back. We're headed to the 7th inning. 3 outs to go for Bonner, and they are PCL champions. Welcome back to Camden. Rock will head back out there to pitch his third inning. He adopted a couple runners in the fifth, got through the sixth scoreless, and he will hold the ball in the top of the seventh. Try and hold this at 8 and give his guys a chance in the bottom of the seventh. Here's the pitch, high and away. Graziani digs in, having a really solid day out in second. Here's the pitch. High and in. And it's 2-0.
Graziani 2 for 3. 2 singles.
2 O's in the dirt. No one warming in the Ryan bullpen, electing to, I guess, just let Rock have this inning. Just a freshman, as he gets a taste of the PCL final. (3-0). Downstairs, ball 4, 4-pitch walk to lead off the top of the seventh. And Sheridan will come up.
Sheridan pinch hitting for Jack Brown earlier in the game. In his first at-bat, he struck out looking.
There goes the runner on the first pitch. It is in there for a strike, throw down, not even close. Again, Rock very long to the plate. His windup isn't traditional. He sort of gets himself set and then slowly pulls his leg back and then comes home. And he doesn't change it very much for the stretch, so gives runners for Bonner plenty of time to get a jump.
And they certainly have tested Ryan Malloy's arm as well, the catcher.
Foul back. Zone 2.
Obviously not just the scenery, but the setup here is much nicer than MSI setup because the netting goes all the way around and pretty high as well.
Yeah, we have a soccer field to our left, softball field to our right, and closed very well is the stadium.
But I think only 1 or 2 foul balls have gone out of play. Make it 3 as we talk.
0-2, like Jack said, fouled off. So we'll do it again. Pitch. Don't know where that one missed.
Yeah,
that one looked pretty good.
That was strike 3. That was a great off-speed pitch.
Really good. If slider sort of broke in, again, really don't have no clue where that one missed. 1-2. Got him. A called third strike.
And that was a makeup call.
And that one might have been a makeup call. Looked a little bit in, but nonetheless.
Second time Sheridan has struck out looking. And the assistant coach for Bonner is going to have a word with him. You can't go into the game as a pinch hitter and not even attempt to hit.
Hernandez takes high. Back to the top we go. 1 out, runner on second. Bonner can taste it. 3 outs away from calling themselves the 2025 PCL champs. Here's pitch. Runner goes to third. Call the strike. No throw.
Good awareness there by Ryan Malloy, understanding that Graziani was most likely already at third base. Don't want to make this deficit 9.
1-1, pitch was in there for a strike. So 1 out, the runner moves to third. Pitch. Fouled back behind us.
All right, as soon as I
that
say
one will
it,
find the road.
as soon as I say that we have a very good enclosed netting, 2 balls quickly go over it.
1-2. Rock trying to bounce back from a couple stolen bases. It's up high. Two. Outside. Coleman 2 up. Rock calls time, or he asks for the count. Graziani on third, 1 down in the top of the 7th. Bonner leading at 8-0. 3-2 pitch, fouled back off the netting.
That one stays in.
Another 3-2 up high. Never really had a chance. And Michael Coleman is due up. Still no one out in the Archbishop Bryan bullpen, giving Rock this inning. Runners find their way to the corners with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Coleman takes the first pitch outside. As clouds roll in, winds pick up. The 1-0. Rock ready. Deals high and away. Rock really slowing it down here in this top of the 7th, taking his time. He's got a 2-0 count to try and crawl back into. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. Get me over fastball. Gets himself back into the count. It's 1-2 or 2-1.
And Jack Rock, the freshman, this is very promising that he's able to come out here, stay composed in a PCL championship game. Obviously his first time experiencing this much pressure. And that's a good sign for the future of Ryan's baseball program. As Ryan only has 2 seniors on this team. Number 8, Dave Perez, and number 11, Jake Marchesano. Jake Marchesano's their ace pitcher.
Popped up left side. Calling for the ball as a third baseman. He'll make the catch.
And Jake Marchesano will be going to Delaware next year to play baseball. He's pitched an incredible year. Over 60 innings pitched.
He pitched yesterday.
He did.
To get Ryan here.
Pitched 6 2/3 innings before coming out of the game, meaning that only one batter, one recorded out, was not his in that game.
First pitch was in there for a strike. They let the runner have second base as Hernandez decided to go. And it's 0-1. Pitch. Left side. Freezing. Now coming in, and it's dropped in right field. Goldberg had a really tough time with it, with that wind blowing in more. And now it's 9-0.
And the mercy rule does not matter here. It would be 10, but it is already the last inning. So
and with both teams needing the same number of at-bats for that to work out, this game will go to the bottom of the 7th nonetheless. So Gavin Dorita have an opportunity as this inning continues on an error on Goldberg, who has made a couple tough plays. That one ate him up a little bit.
And Bonner's learned their lesson not to hit it to right field anymore.
Yeah, it felt like Fitzgerald getting every bit of action over there as the first pitch found its way into the dirt. One out, way up high. And still, no one in that Ryan bullpen.
And Michael Coleman, who just reached base on that error, he will be playing baseball at Gettysburg next year. So the only 6 players from both teams playing college baseball. Once again, Dave Perez going to West Virginia, Jake Marchesano going to Delaware. Those are the 2 from Ryan. The 4 from Bonner, Joey Graziani going to Versailles, Michael Kloyansky, the pitcher, going to Alvernia, Michael Coleman going to Gettysburg, and Jack Redding going to Holy Family.
3-0 pitch is in there. Three-one. That one's downstairs. That'll load the bases.
And if we haven't stressed it enough, Oliver, I'm going to miss this place after this game. Truly beautiful venue. Definitely the best place we've announced at so far.
And again, this game was supposed to be at Widener, but with all the rain that's come in over the past few days, they wanted us on a turf field, but first pitch is up high. I haven't been to Widener. I can't say I've seen the baseball field there, but I don't know how it would beat this venue. Great place for baseball.
Yeah, and like you said, this is the backup venue.
It's the backup venue. Not too shabby
I don't know.
of a backup.
I wouldn't count out Widener if this is the backup.
Jack Redding took ball 1 up high. Now Rock with the bases loaded, 2 out. Downstairs.
2-0. There's a lot of action over there in Bonner's bullpen. No one's really warming up pitching yet. I believe they already have. There's about 3 coaches, 1 bullpen catcher, and 2 pitchers over there.
2-0. That's a strike. Missed his spot. Catcher had to reach and grab it, but umpire stuck with it as it did cross the plate.
And my point about how this is a good sign for Ryan, because their pitcher right now is a freshman getting experience in the Catholic League Championship game. I believe that's why they don't have anybody warming up in Ryan's bullpen. Just trying to get this guy, the freshman, reps.
2-1. That one's in there too.
And you wonder if the umpires are just trying to go home, because
Yeah,
that one wasn't in
that
there.
one wasn't close. But Rock, a guy that, I mean, you're a freshman. You'll grow velo as you get older and older, as you go through the high school process. He'll get better and better. So really great that he has the opportunity. And the pitch hit him. Make it double digits for the 2nd straight day for Bonner Prendergast. They lead Ryan 10-0 in the Philadelphia Catholic League Final.
And interesting, Kloyansky now has a sweatshirt on. I don't know if that's just to stay warm or he's done. I would assume he's done.
Yeah, especially because now you got to worry about the state championship, the state playoff.
Yeah, LaSalle, unfortunately.
Yeah, that'll be all for LaSalle, assuming we don't see the craziest comeback in the history of baseball in the bottom of the 7th. That will be it, actually, for Rock, as they'll pull an infielder to pitch. Can't tell which one yet.
Jack Rock gets good round of applause from the Ryan crowd.
So, tough situation to come into, just an inning eater.
It looks like Jack Redding will pitch. Jack Redding, who started the game at third base, now coming to pitch, and he's all smiles. You love to see it, even though it's 10-0. having a great time. He just threw his first warm-up pitch.
His warm-up pitch, he crow hops and fires it to the backstop.
I'm pretty sure Ryan is now accepting defeat. Although he does throw pretty hard. And it's the wrong team, I just said.
It's Victor Corneal. He was at second base for a while, so they decided to bring him in. With everyone on the mound, couldn't tell who was going to come out and grab the baseball. I'm sure all the infielders pleading, oh, let me do it.
Victor Corneal, the junior, throwing really hard in his warm-up pitches. And the entire infield is smiling. You love to see this. Obviously, Ryan's not only here for fun. They wanted to come here and win. But now that the game's gotten completely out of hand, 10-0, the 5-seed Archbishop Ryan is happy to be here.
So we do have stats for Corneal. He has one appearance. His ERA is 21. 21, so.
And that just sums up what's going on.
He would have given up 3 runs in his only appearance. Yep. Corneal, his only appearance, 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned with a walk and 1 strikeout. He faced 8. As the train on the Ben Franklin Bridge winds across, and we are just about ready to go. Corneal getting an extra time to throw his warm-up pitches again. When you don't have time in the bullpen to warm up, the umpires generally are a little more lenient to let you get your pitches in. Corneal, he's a shortstop by trade. Inherits the bases loaded in a 10-0 game. First pitch in the dirt.
So Jack Rock, who was pitching, now moves over to right field. Corneal, who was at second base, or shortstop.
Was he
shortstop? Yeah,
yep.
Shortstop comes into pitch. We do have a new shortstop.
Can't tell the number,
I can't tell the
though.
number either. We'll get back to in a second.
1-0 was upstairs, 2-0.
Looks like number 5.
Yep. That's going to be Pat Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald, who was in right, made a couple nice plays.
Okay, so just like a triangle kind of
there you go.
movement.
Move everybody around. 2-0. Called strike. A little off the outside part of the plate, but friendly call for the pitcher. Two and 1. That's inside.
And Oliver, not only is this the nicest venue we've ever announced at, this is also the nicest scorer box.
Yeah, they had us set up very well. Press box behind home plate. Great view.
Usually we just have a
usually we have a little table. 3-1. That one's hit to the right side. Having to freeze is the runner. But Perez throws to first. Ends the inning. There's a 0 for Victor Corneal, and it is time for the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs away is Bonner Prendergast.
And before things get hectic with Bonner most likely taking home the PCL championship, we would just like to apologize again for our technical difficulties. We were not able to announce the first 4 innings. Took us a long time to figure out what was going wrong. But nevertheless, Bonner up 10-0 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. They can taste it.
It will be a new pitcher.
Yeah. Looks like Sheridan.
Yep.
Who pinch hit for Jack Brown earlier this game. But just to give you Michael Kolansky's final stat line, he went 6 innings, let up 8 hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts.
And it's so funny looking at that. 8 hits given up by Kolansky, and just completely opposite sides of the spectrum between this game in the LaSalle game. LaSalle had plenty of base runners on from walks from Ortega, who pitched a great game as well. Couldn't quite cash in, put 1 run on the board. And Ryan, who have found their way on base, they've hit the ball pretty well. I mean, you can't really complain with 8 hits.
A lot of them are just great barrel to ball, singles up the middle.
But then some base running issues, some really nice defensive plays. Everything seeming to fall the way of Bonner. I mean, they put themselves in a really good situation to win this game. And that's just what they're trying to do with Corey Sheridan.
Yeah, and we'll be back when he finishes the warm-up pitches to take you live on Bob Long Sports for the bottom of the 7th inning of the PCL Catholic League Championship.
Bottom of the 7th. It is a 10-run lead for Bonner Prendergast, as Corey Sheridan will face, get this, Jack Rock. That's his first.
Everything is moving around for Archbishop Ryan.
Rock digs in. You know, we don't have any stats on Sheridan. I wonder if this is his first appearance of the year. It would have to be. We have nothing in our fielding stats from him. First pitch was inside. Pitch. That one's headed towards center field. On the backhand. Throws to first. 2 outs away.
And they can taste it. Four-three there.
Pat Fitzgerald, who's had a great day in right, had a couple reps at short, takes a strike.
5 strikes away. 2 outs away. Pat Fitzgerald 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Fouls it back.
0-2. In the on-deck circle for Ryan is Aiden Goldberg, who's had a relatively good day in left. He did make that error on a really tough play with the wind really having an effect on that ball. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
And they are 1 out away from being named the 2025 PCL Baseball Championship. As we just handed the PCL hubcap
away to the representative for the PCL. First pitch, sitting there for a strike. Before the game, before I even got here, Jack, they handed you the PCL hubcap, and it's been sitting with us in the booth.
Yeah, Oliver, that made me feel more important than I really am.
So it's 0-1, 2 strikes away. Goldberg, the first iteration of the last chance for Archbishop Ryan.
And I believe that all of my authority comes with this awesome press box.
There you go. Look the part. 1-1. Chopped foul, and they're 1 strike away.
And the Bonner student section has made its way over. Looks like they're about to storm the field. 1 strike away. Bonner is from winning their 5th PCL championship ever. Look to do it on this pitch. Sheridan looking to make the final out.
Sheridan from the windup. The pitch. Ground ball towards shortstop. Gloved. Fires. He got him. And Bonner Prendergast stands alone in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They win 10-0 at Rutgers Camden.
And they collapse on each other. The student section is in there.
Student section behind the mound. Bonner Prendergast celebrating a complete game, a complete playoff run. Perfection from Bonner Prendergast. That's all you can say. You can't do it much better.
And the
14-1 in the semifinal, 10-0 in the final, and they are your Philadelphia Catholic League champions, and they will represent 6A in the state playoff.
The water is going off over there. They are throwing water left and right. Great celebration.
I mean, flawless playoff run. They come in as the 6th seed. They beat Judge 5-3. Outseeded 6-3. Then they go to LaSalle, face the 1 seed, 6-1. They win 14-1. Then they come in. Archbishop Ryan is the 5 seed, a 5-4 final, and Bonner wipes the floor, and that's it.
But don't forget Ryan's great run either.
100%.
Ryan earned themselves the 5 seed with their performance in the regular season. They then went to Conwell Egan for a 5-4 matchup. They won that game 4-1. They then go to MSI to face off against Archbishop Wood. They win that game in a nail-biter 2-0. They come here, put up a good fight. Unfortunately, things don't go their way. We do see a bunch of them hanging their heads, but they have a lot to be proud of.
100%. They will, I believe, represent the 5A states for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. The PCL has a lot of different state divisions. There's 6A, 5A, 3A, 2A. It even gets more complicated with basketball. Football's a little easy. They have the PCL Red. Those divisions, they only have 2. But, again, we are super sorry for all of our technical difficulties. And before the closing, with it being Memorial Day weekend, with Memorial Day on Monday, we would like to thank all the soldiers that have put their life on the line for our country, specifically the ones who have sacrificed their lives for us. With that being said, thank you for tuning in on Bob Long Sports for the championship game of the PCL baseball playoffs. Once again, Bonner defeats Ryan 10-0 to take home the PCL title. My name is Jack McGuire, and I am here signing off with Oliver Gomez. We will see you next time during the PIAA state playoffs. Have a good rest of the night and enjoy the holiday weekend.
We will let you know what our plan is for the state championship. We hope to see you soon on Bob Long Sports. As Jack said, it's 10-0 Bonner. They take home the 2025 Philadelphia Catholic League playoff. What a game, what a ride from Bonner. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you soon. Good afternoon, everybody.